My name is Paul Luna, and you're tuned into F&B Lunacy. I am here today with chef-restauranteur Todd Ginsberg. Chef, tell us about yourself, where you are, your restaurants. Fill us in.
Well, for those watching in the future, we're in the middle of a pandemic, or at the last part of it, so it's been an interesting year and a half for us. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I own a few restaurants: the General Muir, Fred's Meat and Bread, Yalla, Chapel BBQ, TGM Bread. We just opened up a second General Muir space at Sandy Springs. So I've been keeping busy. My partners are Jen Johnson, Ben Johnson, and Shelly Sweet in those businesses.
Chef, who was your inspiration?
Oh, well, I guess I've had a few. If we're talking about inspiration for what has guided me over the past 7 or 8 years into like the General Muir, which has then dovetailed into a bunch of other things, I guess my father. My dad and I had a lunch about 10 years ago when my son's mother was pregnant, expecting him. And he suggested that I open a delicatessen because my grandparents owned one. I grew up eating it. It would be a better lifestyle for me. I would get to go in the mornings and then be home by night, which was a bunch of which was definitely not true. Turned out to be a bunch of crap there. But you know, I talked about that in an interview with the Ford, the part of the Jew and the Carrot. Got picked up down here, and my partners, my current partners, saw that interview about 10 years ago, and they gave me a call. So that definitely put me on the path of where I am. My mom and my grandparents, you know, the way they used to cook and shop definitely kind of gave me the backbone and the structure in order to get to where I am as well.
Fill in the blank. Cooking is
fun, beautiful, lovely. We're fortunate when we get to cook. You know, we definitely in this household live to eat. We live to eat. I didn't want to get that backwards. I think all the traveling we do, you know, or used to do at least, was always focused around food and food videos I used to watch on YouTube. Mark Wiens from Migrationology being a one. I would watch these videos and then like, all right, let's go here, let's go there. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know, I just love cooking. I think I'm very fortunate to enjoy it. It's satisfying, it's nourishing, you know.
Are you a breast or a legs man?
Definitely legs, 100%. If we're talking about the whole world, you know, it's everything included. I love legs. I love dark meat for sure. They have a much more texture, much more juice, much more fat on them. You know, it's a slower cooking process. You got to be a little bit more patient with it, a little more loving with it than just, you know, roasting a breast, you know.
What does playing with yourself mean to you?
I can go into a lot of different tangents on that one, and some embarrassing moments there. Let's see. I guess I should have watched a lot of your videos because I didn't see it. I didn't see this question on
anything and everything goes, chef.
Yeah. You know, not taking yourself too seriously, having fun, and definitely, you know, taking a look around once in a while and just realizing that life is short and to make sure you got your priorities straight.
What's important, taste or food presentation?
Taste. 100%. Not even, there's not even like a percentage I would give to food presentation. When it all comes down to it, it's all about taste. I mean, I love one pot cooking, and half of those dishes are not the most beautiful, but they are the most flavorful.
Is there a food-related product you eat that is embarrassing?
Crystal's Burgers. That's my guilty pleasure. I do love me some Crystals. That's probably the most embarrassing thing I eat. That's my guilty pleasure. God, I do love Crystals. And it's embarrassing because I happen to be known a little bit for my hamburger in Atlanta, and the dirty secret is if they knew I really like crystals over my burger, it would be pretty funny.
Now
they might. Now they might.
Butter or extra virgin olive oil?
I lean more towards butter. I think it's a little bit more of a neutral flavor.
What type of music do you enjoy listening to when you're not at work?
Like to listen to 90% of the time is like Leonard Cohen, Jeff Buckley, Tom Waits, slower Bruce Springsteen. I love ballads. I love listening to the words. I love figuring out what they're trying to say. It just, when I can think about that, it just takes my mind off other stuff.
Do you have any kitchen nightmares?
The reoccurring one that I get often is the ticket printer going off and just not getting out the food fast and hot enough. That's the biggest one. Literal nightmares. Right now, the biggest nightmare in the literal world is there's no staff. Staffing is a major problem right now in the restaurant industry. In Atlanta for sure, and I'm assuming probably the whole country, if not the whole world. The way the U.S. government right now is making sure that everybody's taken care of. It's a little bit of a egg and chicken thing. We're giving people the money, but a lot of people don't want to come back to work necessarily. A, because they're getting paid, but also B, because obviously they're scared as well and they're not vaccinated yet. So, what
ingredients can you not live without?
I think salt, pepper, flour, and we do have eggs. We have chickens in our backyard, so we get eggs. I think that was one of the big things that we wanted to do right away when the shit hit the fan. We just wanted to have a constant source of eggs because they're so multifaceted. You can do so many different things with them. You can have them for breakfast. You can have them for dinner. You can make pasta with them. You can make pancakes with them. You can do whatever you want with them.
Do you have a family, chef?
I do. I have a fiance, and we have a 9-year-old son named Liam. And Liam is with us half the week, and he's with his mom the other half.
What do you enjoy doing when you're not working?
Fishing, traveling when it's appropriate and available. Spending time with my fiance, cooking for her, cooking for the three of us, drinking wine. I really do enjoy listening to music. I unfortunately haven't been really able to the past year and a half or so, but when I do listen to it, it's wonderful.
Chef, what's important in your life now?
Well, I'll tell you, this past year and a half, or this past year has taught me a lot about, being careful, being that, not everything is going to happen and keep happening the way it's happened. Like things are going to change, and you need to be able to adapt. And I think my fiance and I, as restaurant owners, adapted very well this past year. I think we had a lot of tough choices to make. And we made them, and I couldn't be prouder and happier where we are, preparing for the next year to come.
Is there anything meaningful that you would like to share with us?
One, love, don't hate. And then two, life is short. If don't take it for granted. Like it's not a guarantee that you wake up tomorrow morning.
This is an odd question, unlike all the others. Do you consider yourself a lunatic, chef?
To be honest with you, I thought, and I think a lot of people probably think they're normal, but my fiance called me eccentric the other day, and I was like, I'm normal. I feel like I'm like par, like I'm just like an average guy, and that got me thinking. Like I never considered myself, different or crazy or eccentric. Like it just, so I don't think I'm a lunatic. I bet a lot of people I've worked with in the past might think I'm a lunatic, but I think the people closest to me would say no. I'm a gentle guy with a big heart, and I want to do right by people.
What would your wife say about the question?
No, she would say that I'm not a lunatic, for sure, for sure. But then again, she's never seen me in the kitchen, and when the shit's hitting the fan either. So